Sounded good.
Hey, y'all, music.
Hey, I'm CJ.
Woo!
I'm from the States. I just visiting London for a few weeks. Love it here. I'm a music hacker. I'm primarily a musician who got seduced by math. Here's me, it's this one. So I'm in this group called Dadabots, there's two of us. What is Dadabots? We're a band, but we're like, hackers, we're engineers, scientists, chemical beakers. Some kind of combination of all these things. Super 21st century, I guess. Musicians seduced by math, basically. It's just like when Nick Cave says a great song makes us feel a sense of awe. Math makes us feel a sense of awe. And how do we express that through music? And that brought us through a whole journey of learning programming to make music hacks. And it begins first with the Equinest Remix library. This was a really nice Python library that lets you, with like a few lines of code, remix music. You can take things like order the beats by loudness, or turn all 4/4 into like a 4/4 swing. That stuff you could do within pretty quickly. This is how I learned Python in the first place. And from there, we're like, okay, how do we automate this en masse? I want to make a SoundCloud bot that remixes everybody on SoundCloud. And so we made auto chiptune, and it would just do hundreds of songs a day. It would take a song like this. I feel so helpless. And turn it into. Yeah. So there's like we did over 1,000 of these, and we would just remix your track, and then we'd leave a comment saying like, "Hey, we remixed you." And most people were delighted, like, "Oh wow, someone interacting with me." Collaboration. Some were like, "Hey, I didn't tell you how to do that." No. So for the marketing types out there, maybe you start thinking about this as like a funnel. Right? Instead of just sending you ads, what if we just take the content that you're making and remix it in a special way? I don't know. But our goal is to collaborate with everybody on the planet. If we can just automate collaboration, or at least make it fast, then we can have this really special. Because collaboration is this really special connection. It's almost like a romantic relationship that you have with an artist. And we want to be the polyamorists of of art collaboration. Okay, so everyone knows about Deep Dream and style transfer, all this really nice deep learning stuff for creativity. And maybe you've heard of character RNN. This is how to generate text. This is some generative Shakespeare. You can generate things like, to show the reigning of the raven and the wars, to grace my hand, reproach my thing, not a fair. So we take this very similar, same model, and we just scale it tens of thousands of times larger to handle waveforms. And now we can do this with music. And so our very first experiment, we tried Kurt Cobain. Second Kurt Cobain reference tonight. And this is swear, this is the very first thing it spit out. We were surprised. Just in case you thought you were hearing that, let me just play that again. It screams Jesus. Yeah. So I thought it was going to be noise, or just an error to silence. No, we were like, the heck is this some kind of seance? Alright, let's do the Beatles. We gotta do the Beatles. So let me just bring you through what it's like to train one of these nets. So yeah, at first it's very noisy, and then as you train it over several days, it starts sounding more and more like. And then after like a few more days. Like it's a bit warbly, but you're like, oh, yeah, that's John Lennon. Yeah, I can hear drums, I can hear guitar. And so like everyone's always asking us, like, oh, can AI make pop music? Like, are you guys trying to make try to go mainstream? And it's like, well, originally we were musicians, but like I was making experimental metal, like and my the other Zach in Dadabots, he was making experimental hip hop and electronic music, and we were never interested in trying to sound like everybody else and make mainstream stuff. We're trying to like create avant-garde, like new sounds, like feelings that we've never felt before. And we sort of arrived at an impasse with just playing with instruments, and we had to leverage programming to like really get us to the next level. Training these nets, it's like heavy. It requires heavy-duty GPU computation. You need like cloud servers. It takes days and days, and then we can make full albums out of it. So there's a couple advances later. Now we're making skate punk. The interesting bit is that it doesn't learn English. It's all just like mumble phonemes. But that's great, because then you can make, just like a music video of... And we didn't make that video, by the way. That was someone on YouTube. We're like, okay, all right. Yeah, this skate punk album was created by AI. Whoop-de-doo. So black metal. So it actually worked really well with black metal. And it was the most popular of all our records for some reason. It was like written about all over the internet. And I'll just, I don't know if you know this guy, Needle Drop. He interviews a lot of, he reviews a lot of music, but so he tries to listen to our album. I'm just going to play some of the music for you and then see his reaction.
This record over here that is next to me is the computer trying to reimagine or reapply sounds that it gained off of Krauss's Diotima, which, if you're familiar with math, so as but it obviously doesn't sound like much and is not that inspiring from a compositional standpoint, but the aesthetic is there. I mean, it's not perfectly clean.
Yeah. So, like, what I love is just like the new kind of extreme music this can make. This is what gives me adrenaline. A sense of awe, as they say. So So, you know, as a true scientist, I'm like, okay, we should probably share our results with the world. We're not even academics. Let's just see if we can get published in a scientific conference, which we did. And we made a couple, actually we made three papers got accepted. And these nets, they generate like tens of hours of audio. And it's like so hard to go through and curate. So we made a tool for doing that. Just like looking through all this stuff. And whenever we collaborate with an artist, now we can just send them this tool for them to explore all the audio. Yeah, and that black metal stuff, like we were in top of Google. Like for some reason, I don't know why the black metal stuff is so popular. I guess people like misanthropes like music that doesn't involve humans. I don't know. And for some reason, like London was way into this. I don't know. Maybe you guys can explain it to me.
That's people.
Okay, so okay, marketing brands. Like, where does this come in? Like, why do artists want to collaborate with this? What's interesting about it? Avenged Sevenfold wanted to collaborate with us as part of their promotion. They're trying to like win a Grammy last year, and there was someone interested, but then they decided to skip the Grammys instead and protest them. So, but you know, then we take the UK hip hop champion, Reach one, world-class beatboxer. He was like, yes, we're gonna make a documentary. We're gonna have an AI beatboxer, and I'm gonna battle it inside the anechoic chamber at Bell Labs. We just premiered this at the British Film Institute a few days ago. Was anyone there? Nice. How much time do I have?
That's a really good question. I think we're all completely enthralled by it. So
You've got about another 5, I think.
5, okay. All right, a little bit more on this beatbox stuff.
right, Peter's just tried to make it 4.
3 even. Okay.
For centuries, humans have expressed creativity through our voices. These are what makes us unique and what artificial intelligence is starting to bring into question.
AI could be compared to something like a nuclear bomb. There's 2 sides to it. One, that our space shuttles can be powered by this. On the other hand, indestructible power.
Right. Okay, so yeah, check it out. And what's next? Germany is having a big celebration 2020 for Beethoven, and they're like, yes, AI Beethoven, perfect. He's dead. Let's keep making more Beethoven. So a lot of exciting opportunity to be like an AI music band, and we're sort of just exploring this, and we're trying to stay non-commercial at first, so we can make use of this fair use protection, so we can remix the Beatles without getting sued or anything. And our goal is to collaborate with as many people as possible. And we are Dadabots, and I'm CJ, and thank you all.